Hi guys, this is Ishak and you're watching Ahyat Property TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this last part of this video series, I will look into some of the more zoomed in or drilled down locations along the 31 stations on the MRT. So we've been in a video series where we talked about the MRT, perhaps not the common things that we visited, some of the critical questions that we asked about the MRT line. Now, so this is what I do late nights or very early mornings. This is what keeps me awake. I love to drill down into things and just really look at how these high impact infrastructure projects really turns out. And of course, this is the alignment of the 51 kilometers, and that's the 31 stations. And what I'm going to do is I go one step beyond and just, of course, earlier on, you saw how I basically just saw how this MRT lays out in that wonderful piece of paper, which I call the Greater KL, how it really lays out into Greater KL. So as you can see, the northwest going down to southeast, and I'll just take that out. But that's really basically the radius analysis of Greater Kuala Lumpur. But I want to do some analysis on the individual locations within the 31 stations. So I'll just give you some examples of how it is done. So I've just put up two analysis here. That's the 500 meters and the 1,000 meters. That's 1 kilometer radius. So, you know, in a hot country like ours, with rain and really it's just summer year round, I don't see how more than 1,000 meters is walking distance. For some people, 500 meters is not even walking distance. You know, some people, some of the lady friends told me, you know, by the time, you know, if it's even 500 meters, by the time I reach the the stations, you know, my makeup's already melted, you know. So, yeah, I totally understand this is the country that we live in, but you know, for you to do this analysis, you could do an analysis and put it up to maybe 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers radius within each station, and just really just take the time to just drill down. Seriously, guys, there's 31 stations, and if you take one day to study one station, you'll take the entire month of August to study all 31 stations, and you can see. Of course, there are some overlaps within these areas, and you can see how close some of these stations are, and some are a little bit further apart from each other. Some are perhaps more than 2 kilometers. Some are within the range of 1 kilometer. So that's really interesting, just to study all this and just try to just absorb all these, the locality, the vicinity of a lot of neighborhoods around these areas. And you know, once you do these kinds of research or analysis, then you could make calculated decisions and really not just be investing blindly, but rather make informed decisions. And of course, as we enter into the middle part of this 51 kilometers, as you can see there, as I zoom out and zoom in, there is a closer proximity between all these stations in the central part, especially the one passing through Kuala Lumpur, as it passed through the all these, you know, Damansara areas, and going through all these Pasar Raya, Cochrane, you know. And as we go through here, some of these parts are underground, and as you can see that if these red lines touches each other, that means it's just within 1 kilometer, right? Because this is just 500 and another 500 meters. So there's really some areas that are really what I call really the overlap neighborhoods within this locality in proximity to the stations. There's some amazing areas, and of course, if you study these areas, there are some of these open-ended areas, right? And really, the benefits doesn't just stop. It's not limited within this 500 and 1,000 meters, but really it goes beyond that, and you can just really study this. And I mean, that's why I fall in love with maps, and I just really salute the wonderful people from Ho Chin Soon Research. I get a lot of all data. I get a lot of, I mean, the basic alignments and all the information, which what are residentials, what are commercials, what are industrials. So I get a lot of those information from Ho Chin Soon Research. I love them. They're great people, and I really truly salute the work they do there. But then I take that another step further and do my own research and just see the possibilities that are happening around these areas, as you can see. So yep, that's just a really quick view on how I do some of the research on this. The end of the day, you've got to be strategic property investors. You've got to know asset selection. And for some of you who want to take it to the next level, you can check out some of my workshops. You can go to my www.ahyat.com and see some of those workshops that you can enroll in, and we'll go through on how we just tear up the topic on map analysis and asset selection, the 6 steps into asset selection. You guys can, I just want everyone to learn how to fish, and you don't need anyone to give you the fish anymore. And the best part is, if you know how to fish, you'll be able to fish the rest of your lives. And the best part is, you could teach your next generation, you could teach your children that too. So yep, some of you who are interested, just try to Google online, ahyat.com or strategicpropertyinvestor.com.my, and some of the talks that I do, you can check out my events coming up, and my books are coming up as well. So yeah, thanks so much for all the support. Thanks so much for watching this video series, and yep, I'm going to come up with more stuff on my YouTube channel, Ahyat Property TV, and I'm just going to try to see it at different angles and just try to just be critical about some of the news that we see on in the context of property investment and property investors in Malaysia. So thank you so much. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.